वेलकम टू द कार्ड गाय। मैं हूं आपका होस्ट और आज हम बात करते हैं SBI क्लासिक डेबिट कार्ड के बारे में। अगर आप इस कार्ड को कंसिडर कर रहे हो, ये वीडियो एंड तक जरूर देखो। Today we're literally putting India's most common piece of plastic under the microscope. Look, whether you're living in a massive metro city or a quiet tier 3 town, chances are you or someone in your family has this iconic blue card sitting in their wallet right now. We are doing a complete teardown of the 2026 edition to see exactly what you're getting and, more importantly, what you're actually paying for. You know, you open your phone and everywhere you look, people are flexing these heavy, flashy metal credit cards with massive annual fees. And it kind of makes you wonder, is all that hype really necessary? I want to ask you a serious question. Is India's most basic entry-level card actually all you need to survive in today's digital economy? Because sure, the SBI Classic Debit Card definitely doesn't have the flash or the weight of premium metal, but it is the undisputed workhorse of the Indian banking system. It is literally everywhere, processing millions of transactions every single day without breaking a sweat. So let's look at exactly what this card is and who it's actually built for. Listen, this isn't about premium plastic or airport prestige. This card is essentially your literal license to bank. It's the foundational gateway for millions of Indians who are just stepping into the digital economy. If you're a student, a first-time earner, or someone living in a rural area entering the banking system, this is your ultimate mass market tool. It gets you access to practically every ATM and payment terminal in the entire country. And honestly, the best part? Unlike those premium cards that demand you park 50,000 or even a lakh in your account just to avoid crazy penalties, this card works perfectly fine, even on a basic zero balance or standard 1,000 rupee minimum balance account. All right, moving on to Section 1, the real fees, what it actually costs to hold. Banks absolutely love to say debit cards are free, right? But let's do some seedha baat about what it actually costs to keep this blue plastic in your wallet year after year. Here is the exact number you need to lock in your head. While getting the card issued inside your welcome kit is completely free, holding onto it costs you 125 rupees every year. But wait, you've got to add the 18% GST to that, bringing your actual out-of-pocket cost to 147 rupees and 50 paise. Now, I know what you're thinking. Yeah, that's less than the price of a standard Zomato order. And you're right, but if you're a student maintaining a minimum balance of just 5,000 rupees, that 147 rupees takes a noticeable bite right out of your hard-earned yearly interest. It's basically your annual subscription fee for tapping into SBI's massive ATM network. So the big question, how do we get around this fee? Well, unlike some fancier cards, there's no automatic direct fee waiver just for swiping it a couple of times at the petrol pump. But if you're a smart user, you can basically waive it yourself. To break even on that 147 rupee fee, you need to spend exactly 59,000 rupees a year on this card. Hitting that specific number generates enough points in the SBI rewards ecosystem to completely offset your annual maintenance cost. It sounds like a big number, but think about it. If you route all your daily UPI spends through the account linked to this card, hitting that break-even spend of 59,000 is actually super manageable over 12 months. Let's move to Section 2, Rewards, Math, and Reality. Can you actually make money off this? Let's act like smart friends and do the math together. Can you genuinely make any real money using the SBI Classic Debit Card? Let's dive right into the SBI Rewards ecosystem. Ekdam sahi. Look at this number, 0.25%. That is your core earning rate. You earn 2 reward points for every 200 rupees you spend. But here is the massive kicker. Each individual point is only worth 25 paise. Let me be completely honest with you guys, 0.25% is a pretty underwhelming return. When you stack it up against credit cards offering 1% or 2% cashback, this feels tiny. It basically means you're going to have to spend a significant chunk of your hard-earned cash to see any meaningful value hit your account. Let's walk through a real rupee example so you can see exactly what this looks like for an average spender. Step 1. Let's assume you spend 30,000 rupees a month on this card for your daily life. Groceries, fuel, Swiggy, maybe some random Amazon shopping. Step 2. Over the course of the whole year, that consistent spending earns you roughly 3,600 points. Step 3. When you finally go to redeem those points on the SBI portal, they hold a total monetary value of exactly 900 rupees. Now, remember our annual fee from earlier? If we subtract that 147 rupee 50 paise fee from your 900 rupee reward, your total net profit for the entire year is exactly 752 rupees and 50 paise. Look, it's a nice little bonus that might cover a weekend movie ticket and some popcorn, but absolutely nobody is getting rich off this card. Now, here is a massive warning you absolutely need to pay attention to. In June 2024, SBI pushed through a major devaluation. Your reward points now expire in exactly 24 months. They slashed the validity down from the old 36-month window. Honestly, the bank is kind of hoping you just forget about them. So please, don't let them take back the money you've already earned simply because you missed the expiry date. My best advice for you, make it an absolute habit to clear out your points balance at least once a year. Seriously, set a reminder on your phone right now if you have to. Next up, Section 3, Top 3 Hidden Benefits. These are the features the bank doesn't advertise loudly. Alright, these are the cool operational hacks and features that the bank really doesn't shout about. Honestly, most people completely miss these when they use this basic plastic. First, the 90-day insurance trap. The Rupee variant of this card actually comes with a very solid 1 lakh rupee personal accident insurance cover. This is brilliant for daily two-wheeler commuters. But here's the trap. The insurance is totally voided if you haven't made a successful transaction with the card in the 90 days right before an incident. You have to keep it active, guys. Second, the zero-fee utility portal. There's this amazing hack from Reddit users where you pay your electricity or gas bills through the SBI Rewards portal using your points. It's essentially free utility money once a year with zero convenience fees. And third, instant ATM transfers. You can walk up to literally any SBI ATM and instantly transfer funds directly to another family member's SBI debit card. You don't need net banking, you don't even need a UPI PIN. It is an absolute lifesaver in emergencies or for parents sending quick pocket money to their kids. Section 4. The ideal match. Is this card actually right for your wallet? Looking at all these quirks, the fees, and the hidden features, let's break down the exact user profiles. On one side, this card is absolutely ideal for students, for people who just need a totally reliable backup card, and for heavy daily UPI users. If you just need a solid domestic engine connected to your PhonePe or GPay that won't randomly decline your transactions, this is perfect. On the flip side, you should totally avoid this card if you're a high spender looking for returns greater than 1%, or if you're a frequent traveler chasing airport lounge access. In fact, after that big April 2026 NPCI mandate, complimentary lounge access was completely stripped from these standard variants to cut costs. If you want luxury, priority boarding, and free airport buffets, you definitely need to look elsewhere. Section 5. The Competitor Clash. SBI versus HDFC versus ICICI. कोई भी review complete नहीं होता without checking out the competition, right? We're putting the SBI Classic head-to-head against its biggest basic tier rivals from the private sector. If we just compare the annual fee, SBI is clearly the cheapest at just 125 rupees plus GST, while HDFC and ICICI are pushing closer to the 200 rupee mark. However, let's look at that reward rate again. SBI loses hard here with its 0.25%, whereas the private banks are offering double that, sitting at roughly 0.50% or more depending on where you spend. But here's the real deciding factor for most everyday Indians: ATM reach. SBI is practically universal. They have over 52,000 ATMs across India. You will literally find an SBI ATM in small villages and tier 4 towns where private bank branches don't even exist yet. So SBI wins heavily on network reliability and low cost, but it definitely loses out on raw reward percentages. Section 6. Final verdict, Seedha Baat. Here is my honest review. It's time for some more Seedha Baat. Because remember, we aren't here to do a bank advertisement. We looked at the good, now we have to look at the ugly side of carrying this card. There are absolutely some daily frustrations you're going to face. First is the classic PSU, public sector undertaking administrative lag. Just because of the sheer massive volume of customers they have, resolving a simple disputed transaction on their helplines can take ages compared to a private bank. Second, international usage is strictly disabled by default for security reasons. This means you have to manually dig deep into the Yono app to toggle it on, which confuses so many users who are just trying to pay for a simple Netflix subscription. Speaking of the app, you will experience random Yono server glitches. It's just a fact of life when a system handles that much national traffic. And finally, there's a very strict 1,000 reward point cap for a transaction. So if you make one massive purchase, like buying a new laptop or a fridge, you're penalized and capped at a maximum of just 250 rupees in return. But honestly, despite all those frustrating flaws, its sheer reliability across the entire country simply cannot be ignored. My final verdict? This is the ultimate backup card and a genuinely phenomenal daily UPI engine. I'm giving it a solid 7 out of 10. So ask yourself right now, Are you paying thousands of rupees for a premium metal card you barely ever use when this simple 125 rupee plastic square could literally run your entire financial life? Something to think about. अगर ये वीडियो हेल्पफुल लगी तो लाइक करो, सब्सक्राइब करो द कार्ड गाय को @द इंडियन कार्ड गाय और कमेंट में बताओ आप कौन सा कार्ड यूज करते हो। मिलते हैं अगली वीडियो में।